Hi, today I'm starting a new series about Google and their attempt of incorporating AI. And in this episode, I will talk about Bard. But before we get into that, let's take a look about the history of AI. AI is on everybody's lips nowadays, but it is not a new concept. It goes back to the early 1950s. A group of scientists and engineers at Dartmouth College in the United States had a workshop to discuss the possibility of creating machines that could think. Progress was slow, and by the late 1960s, some people were beginning to question whether AI would ever be able to achieve its goals. In the 1980s, AI researched again thanks to the development of new algorithms and techniques that made it possible to create more powerful AI systems. And in the 90s, AI became more commonly used in robotics, natural language processing, and medical diagnosis. In the 2000s, another big breakthrough for AI took place with the development of deep learning. Deep learning is a type of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks to learn from data. Today, AI is used in a wide variety of applications in healthcare, finance, transportation, and manufacturing. And let's take a quick look at some of the important steps AI has taken historically. As I said, in 1956, the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence is held, which is considered to be the beginning of the field of AI research. 1957, Arthur Samuel develops the first computer program that can learn to play checkers. 1966, Joseph Weizenbaum develops ELIZA, a computer program that can simulate human conversations. 1972, John McCarthy publishes his paper Ascribing Mental Qualities to Machines, which introduces the concept of the Chinese room. 1981, the first expert system, MICE, is developed for use in medical diagnosis. 1997, IBM's Deep Blue defeats world chess champion Garry Kasparov. 2011, Google's DeepMind defeats the world Go champion Lee Sedol. And 2012, AlexNet, a deep learning system developed by the University of Toronto, wins the ImageNet Large-Scale Visual Recognition Challenge. 2016, AlphaGo, a deep learning system developed by Google's DeepMind, defeats world Go champion He Ji. So those were a few examples of milestones when it comes to AI. Now let's take a look at Google Bard. You might have heard of ChatGPT, and Google Bard is very similar. It is a large language model, Chatbot, which is trained on a massive data set of text and code and can generate text, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, and answer your questions in an informative way. If we compare Bard and ChatGPT, they are both trained on massive data sets of text and code. Both models can generate text, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, and answer questions. Both models are still under development, but they have potential to be very powerful tools for communication, creativity, and learning. But there are some differences. Bard is built on a different model. They use a model called Palm 2, and it's built on more recent data set than ChatGPT. So it's more up to date. Bard is also able to access information from the internet, which ChatGPT are not able to do in real time. Bard is built to be more informative than ChatGPT, which means it is more likely to provide more accurate and relevant information when answering questions. So let's take a look here. I am at bard.google.com. This has now been opened to the public. To be able to use it, you need to log in with a Google account. And this is how it looks. And as you see down at the bottom left here, you can choose between light and dark. And the first time you log in, Bard informs you. I'm Bard, your creative and helpful collaborator. I have limitations and won't always get it right, but your feedback will help me improve. Not sure where to start? You can try, and then it suggests 3 questions. If we're looking to the left here, we have the recent chat, the chat we are in right now. We have Bard activity, where you can go back and look at your old queries. One disadvantage Bard have compared to ChatGPT is that you can only see your questions. It doesn't show you the replies you got. We have an FAQ here that opens in a new window, and here you have a lot of information about Bard. We have updates, which also opens in a new window, and here you can go in and look at all the recent updates they have done to Bard. And then we have help, and that opens in a little floating window here. Any of these you click on will open in a new window. And you can also write your question here and get help. So, as I said, it's very similar to ChatGPT. Let's try a couple of questions. How can I create a meal plan for me for 20 days to try and lose weight? No dairy product. As you can see here, another difference if you have used ChatGPT is that it doesn't start writing immediately until it has the full answer. So, sure, here is a 20-day meal plan for weight loss that does not include dairy. And you can go through the different days here. This is just a sample meal plan, it says at the bottom. One thing here is that you get 3 different drafts. So we can look day 1, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It just shows. This one has more details about each meal, but it's the same every day. And the third draft is very similar to the first one. Another thing that I really like, if we go down to the bottom of one of our drafts, is we can help Bard to learn by giving a thumbs up or thumbs down for our responses. So let's say that we will give this a thumbs up. I just click on that. I can Google it. So if I click Google it, it shows me some links here. 20 days meal plan to lose weight, no dairy. Can you lose weight by not eating dairy? Or how can I lose weight on a dairy-free diet? So if I click that, it will open a Google search page with the question, how can I lose weight on a dairy-free diet. And here it looks like any regular search page. And this is maybe the function I use the most, export responses. If I click that, I can either export this directly to a Google Doc or it will draft a Gmail. So let's start by looking at export to Google Doc. And down here at the bottom, it now says open docs. So we will open that. And here we have the complete answer in a new Google Doc document. I can also choose to draft it in Gmail. And the same here, open Gmail. And here we have a drafted Gmail. I have to put in the recipient myself, and it has the full answer in the body of the Gmail. Let's try something else. Create a 500-word blog post about Google Bard for beginners. So here we have Google Bard is a large language model from Google AI, and it goes on and on. And I can export it to a doc, and here we have it. I can also convert this to a HTML document, and here we have the completed code for an HTML document that we can use for our website. Well, that was a very first introduction to Google Bard. As I said, Google is developing AI for many functions. And in my next video, we will talk about the use of AI when it comes to Gmail specifically. Until then, bye. And when I'm done with this, I can just click reset chat. Well, that was a very first introduction to Google Bard. As I said, Google is developing AI for many functions. And in my next video, we will talk about the use of AI when it comes to Gmail specifically. Until then, bye.